howdy, everyone. Welcome back to Saturn Slam Review. Of today, we just it's the morning after we were in Barclays last night for Takeover Brooklyn 4. It was worth the journey, and we're going to talk about that right now, and then in a later video we'll talk about SummerSlam and
talk about other things.
What's in store for us there. So we're not going to pussyfoot about. We're just going to go straight into it here. There were two matches before the show that will air on television next week. We were just getting into the building, I guess, when Bianca Belair and Deonna Purrazzo was going on. We couldn't tell there was a match going on because no one was reacting to anything.
Yes. So we didn't get to see Binky Blonder and, whoever Deonna Purrazzo is. I don't even know her enough to make fun of her name.
This one.
She looks like someone.
Just wearing a Michael Hayes shirt in this photo on Wikipedia. But that's not here and there. We did catch most of Pete Dunne versus Zach Gibson. And then from what we saw, it was really good.
Yes.
So look forward to that.
UK champ stuff.
Yeah.
Pete Dunne doing Pete Dunne things.
Large story involving a mouth guard.
Yes, Pete Dunne, babyface in peril.
It was weird to see. I'm not used to it yet. I know it's been like a few months now that he's technically been babyface, but he hasn't wrestled like a babyface until like now.
Yeah. It's been a long, strange road
to get to where we are. And then the main show started at 7, which surprised us. We were in line getting food, and then I heard "Shock the System" come over the loudspeaker. I'm like, what? I was like, is this a television match?
I must find my spirit, people.
And then Mustache Mountain's music started playing. I'm like, okay, well, I guess this is starting now. So I went back to our seats and watched the whole match, and it was really good. And I don't know how great an idea it was to put this on first, because it did a few of the other matches no favors. Most of them did okay for themselves afterward. It was just one match that really kind of fell a little bit flat.
Mm-hmm. And only one.
Yeah.
Despite what anyone else has to say to the contrary. in the ring, it was heat.
Yeah.
It was heat.
So, yeah, this match, I liked it better than that Full Sail match that everyone loved so much on NXT TV the other week. If not for any reason, because Trent Seven actually looked like he belonged a little bit in this match.
He could do things. He had a sequence.
He had a really good sequence in here. It was the best I've ever seen of him. But yeah, Tyler Bate stole the show. He did his airplane spin, giant swing combo, and there was a dual submission spot, and Roderick Strong had Trent Seven in the stronghold, and Kyle O'Reilly had Tyler Bate in a guillotine choke, and Tyler Bate did the Gotch Lift powerbomb and threw Kyle O'Reilly into Roderick Strong. The crowd was going nuts. He did his little fucking bounce off the ropes clothesline deal on the outside of the ring, which was very impressive that he cleared the fucking apron. He's not a very tall man.
No. It's all about those ups.
Yeah.
The ups. Tyler Bates' tope? That was
Trent Seven.
Trent Seven, yeah.
Trent Seven did a tope, and a lot of people were like, wow, I didn't know he could do a tope. And Peter's like, he had ups, and like that was pretty much as straight down as a tope as I've ever seen. This was the angle of his approach. There's no way.
It's not flying, it's falling slowly.
That's a good description. They wrestled a little bit more, and then eventually Undisputed Era hit the high-low takedown. What's it called here?
Something.
Not chasing the dragon. Total elimination. That's it. They had total elimination.
Totally not chasing the dragon.
And pinned. I think chasing the dragon's a little bit different. But yeah, they hit that move and they won.
Hurrah. 10 points to Gryffindor.
We were all very happy about it. Yeah, the Undisputed Era were definitely the most overact. And particularly Adam Cole was the most overact.
Holy crap. All night, after the show, before the show, during the show, Adam Cole, baby. Adam Cole, it's like, okay, I love him, but you gotta put time in there.
Yeah, it was a little irritating. Like before and during the match, it was fine, but like after he lost
in other matches,
and in other matches, and it's a little disrespectful for my taste. But it wasn't most of the crowd. There was just like one or two guys in our particular section who wouldn't give up the ghost.
With the classic moniker, they earned the assholes that night.
Yeah. So then we had Velveteen Dream versus EC3. This match was okay. The crowd was a little distracted because they did not have the screen on for the first 5 minutes of this match.
Yeah. You may have heard the chants of "turn the screen on."
Yeah.
And if you didn't know what those were, that's what it was. And if you don't know why we randomly popped in the middle of like a getting up,
of Velveteen Dream breaking the count, we weren't excited that the match wouldn't end in a count out. They had turned the screen on, in fact, and we were
allowing the upper third to half of the audience to actually watch the match.
Yeah. So from where we were up quite a ways. I like that section. I think when we go back again, we'll try to get seats like in the lower portion of the bowl because I think this would be really good.
Yeah.
But now we know what rows we're looking for.
We're prepared.
But yeah, so like we could see the ring fairly well. Wasn't a lot of detail. It was farish away, but like we could see the action going on most of the time. People in the like way nosebleeds, and this was a legit sellout. Like there was no seats available.
Right.
People way up there above us probably couldn't see shit, and even we couldn't really see much of what was going on that entrance ramp. We had there was a lighting rig like right in the middle.
Yeah, the old circle of
the entrance ramp. So like when they would come out in the entrances, when they were like right past Gorilla, we couldn't see them. We would just see this like shape in between the scaffolding of the lighting rig, and then as they would come down the ramp, they would come into view.
You assume that's cool.
And it wouldn't be a problem, but like when they do the entrances, they don't put anything on the screen except their Titantron, which nowadays is just words.
Graphic, shiny. But yeah, this match was okay. There was a lot of fun. There was a lot of fun stuff. I liked the stuff on the apron.
Velveteen Dream
crushed
him with the Rolling Death LA Driver and Purple Rainmaker on the apron for the finish. Finish of this match was great, and there was the spot where right before they turned the screen on, which we just realized happened because we watched the match a little bit back on TV, where he hit his twisting DDT, the octopus DDT, on the ramp.
I would love to see that.
And I was like, I had no idea that happened. I knew he hit something on the ramp. I didn't know it was his twisting DDT. I would have popped bigger for that. But I couldn't see it because the screen wasn't on.
No. But turned on and then.
Yeah. So the crowd was good into every match, except like people they were a little distracted during the Velveteen Dream EC3 match. Like we couldn't see half the match.
Yeah, we heard some comments like people lost focus during the match. Like no shit.
We wanted to cheer. We wanted to look at all the stuff, but we needed to be able to see the stuff.
I was busy eating my spicy chicken nuggets and giant $16 Corona.
Yeah. Well, you got a little bit ripped off. I got maybe yours was a little bit more Corona than mine, but I got mine for like $13 by one of the beer benders.
Oh yeah, no, it was a total because it was at a food booth. It's stadium food. I don't whatever. Truth be told, Don't hold your dick for this one. I paid like $32 for all that shit.
That's actually not as bad as I would have thought. Because you got a pretzel too.
Yeah. For all that shit. I mean, I got a big old Bavarian pretzel with cheese. She could have given me 2 cheese cups, but I asked for 1, and that was okay for me. That's all I need. And I got a little basket of spicy chicken and French fries and a big old Corona in a cup. It was $32.
Yeah, I just got the Corona for like $14.
Previously, we had a street hot dog for
yes,
a solid
we
$2
did.
each.
$2 a pop for the street dogs. We go into the stadium. They're selling slightly longer Nathan's hot dogs for $8.50 a pop. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
All right, enough about stadium food.
Yeah, so that's take anything away from us. Eat outside the stadium before you go in. Like, grab some food on the cart, grab some hot dogs, grab some falafel, whatever you got to do. Don't pay for the stadium food. Ricochet versus Adam Cole. This match was great.
This was the match of the wrong finish.
Yeah, so like they did a lot of false finishes up and down this show, and a couple times you just need to accept that you hit a really good move, and that should be the finish of the match. It didn't. I wouldn't say any of these matches were bad because of it, but if they had finished on the right note, I feel like it would have been better.
Yes, this was like the perfect Adam Cole style finish, where it's just your opponent's doing their thing that they do best, and he just got them right where, right in their star move.
Yeah. So they're wrestling. Ricochet is flying all over the place, and Adam Cole's using headlocks and shit to try to keep him on the ground. And then Ricochet goes and does a quebrada, and while he's upside down, Adam Cole super kicks him right in his fucking neck, and he defies physics by flipping around the other way and landing
in a heap.
Adam Cole immediately picks him up, hits some sort of like twisting over the knee neck breaker suplex deal.
Yeah.
And goes for the pin, but Ricochet kicks out.
Way to do it. Way to kick out, Ricochet. You emasculated our boy.
Yeah. Like, that's a spot that if that had ended the match, that would go down. It'll still go down in history. People will be talking about this for a long time. Like the rope walk, or the cage walk Hurricane Rana from TNA. That also didn't end that match.
Yeah.
But if that had ended this match, that would be up there with, like, Shawn Michaels super kicking Shelton Benjamin coming off the ropes there for the pin, and a million other great super kick moments in history.
Legendary. And then we had a second finish that would have also been very acceptable.
So they're doing some like kung fu wizardry. They were escalating strikes. First it was elbows, then it was kicks, and then they were trading enziguris. And I think Ricochet hit the last big kick. He fell down, and then Adam Cole fell down on top of him.
Another great Adam Cole finish.
That would have been great because you could do the rematch because Ricochet is like, I beat you. And he's like, well, that's not what this says.
Yeah. It writes itself.
But no, he kicked out. They wrestled some more. Ricochet hit a reverse Frankensteiner that dropped Adam Cole right on his fucking head. And then Adam Cole rolled out to the apron, and Ricochet did another one from the apron to the floor. That man was dead. He rolled his carcass back into the ring and hit a 630 for the win. A little disappointed to see my boy lose, but it was a great match, and he'll win it back on television. Or he either better win it back on television, or they better be pushing him up to the big strap. That's all I can say.
Get him going.
Of course, it makes less sense to do that now, especially with the finish of the main event and the finish of the semi-main event. I really think you should have had Adam Cole retain here because there's no real babyface challenger that's obvious for the championship right now, except for Ricochet. And now Ricochet has his own title, so he's probably not going to be wrestling for the NXT title. It would have made more sense to have Adam Cole retain, Ricochet become number one contender so he can do Ricochet and Ciampa at War Games, and then you can have because like the semi-main event, you had the babyface go over anyway in a big feel-good moment for everything. So like if the argument of like, well, we can't have all the heels win isn't valid here because all the heels didn't win, and honestly, Adam Cole is really not that much of a heel in this crowd.
Right.
People were a little sad that he lost.
He's the Han Solo of NXT. The rogue with a heart of gold. Which is just covering a heart of, I don't know, fucking
some non-gold material.
Yeah, I was gonna say like licorice, something black, but not. It's bad for you. It's bad for you. Chocolate, just high sugar chocolate. Adam Cole is bad for your teeth, is what I'm saying. Don't eat him.
We had Kairi Sane wrestle Shayna Baszler. This was the best NXT women's match on a Takeover since like Ember Moon got called up.
Yeah. I want this caliber of matches on Women's Evolution.
Well, I'm afraid I've got some bad news, Peter.
Oh, great! It's gonna be who's I'm a Miami backup dancer, and come out with the black lights.
Oh, Naomi.
Yeah, it's gonna be Naomi Nia Jax matches all day.
Don't put that evil on me. This match was not Naomi Nia Jax. Shayna Baszler. I made the comment a while ago that she wrestles almost the same way I did, and it was never more apparent in this match as she stole not one but both of my finishers during the course of the match. Neither of which finished the match. Thanks for killing my gimmick.
Wow, you ruined it. Tyler Noble will never work again.
That's probably true for other reasons. Reasons such as having knees that are basically paper clips and rubber bands.
You know that GIF where they have the rubber band knee and it's like it's not going anywhere. Kneecaps.
So Kairi Sane hit a bunch of elbows, but they didn't finish Shayna off. Shayna kicked out of one, and it was super clean kick out. Like everyone thought that was the finish, and it was the air kind of went out of the building a little bit when Shayna kicked out, and we were like, oh no.
Get out of here.
And she goes for a third one. Shayna gets the feet up and immediately goes into the Kirifuna clutch for the second time in the match. And everyone, like, when that happened, I put my head down because I was like, oh, she's going to retain. And then the crowd started going nuts. And I looked up real quick just in time to see that she had flipped over and the referee's hand counted 3. And everyone exploded. We were hugging people. We high-fived strangers.
It was so beautiful. We were like, this was everything we wanted, and it was the sneaky counter. I didn't believe my eyes.
No, I didn't believe it either. That's why I was like so resigned to defeat, because I'd seen a lot of Shayna Baszler matches, and like I'm like, yeah, that's the finish to a Shayna Baszler match. She gets the choke in after some chicanery and wins the match. But no, on this day she did not win the match. So the pop for this was a lot bigger than it came across on TV.
They turned it down.
I don't know if they did that, but man, where we were in the building, like the place was just going fucking nuts.
It's a conspiracy
But we were all a little tired at this point, so like the sustained pop, like they let her celebrate for a long time. Yes. And a lot of us were a little too, we wanted to keep cheering, but we were just a little too tired.
Get us to the main event, please.
Yeah, and what a main event it was. Tommaso Ciampa versus Johnny Gargano in a last man standing match for the NXT title. It was a good match. It was the weakest of the 3, but that doesn't mean it was a bad match.
It set the low bar very high.
Yeah. They fucking didn't hold much back. They exposed the wood. They did DDTs on the wood. They had a table stacked upside down on another table, and when Ciampa went through it, the fucking leg whipped him right in the back of the fucking head.
Yeah, this was again levels of don't die doing.
Yeah, please don't die.
Never forget reverse chair spot 2018.
We will never forget. My lower back will never forget that. I didn't even take the move.
And, a prologue.
But seriously, I was watching that match the other day, and like I still get physically ill when I see that spot. I'm like, oh no.
Separate some vertebrae. Yeah, as a prologue to probably the greatest match of 2018.
Yeah. It's a toss. I need to think about it because we have 3 5-star matches kind of juggling around,
hanging in the atmosphere.
Between Gargano and Almas and Gargano and Ciampa at New Orleans and the North American ladder match in New Orleans.
I wonder who our wrestler of the year is going to be.
Adam Cole. So yeah, the Ciampa did his fucking knee through a chair through the timekeeper's area. He murdered their timekeeper.
Yeah,
and
that was only the beginning.
This innocent man, was killed in the war between these two men. He pulled him on top of Gargano and just started throwing all the junk he could get his hands on. Like, this isn't a new spot in a last man standing match, but I don't think I've ever seen it taken to this extreme.
It was fantastic. It was like wrestling on a PS2 game where like everything's destructible. Yeah. Picked up all of, like, the pieces of the ring, tables. Oh, it was lovely.
Gargano did answer that 10 count. They killed each other a bunch more. There were handcuffs involved at one point, and the finish of the match saw Gargano handcuffed Ciampa to like a lighting tower.
I think it was the speakers.
Yeah.
Whichever.
And
big thing.
Yeah. The stage, a part of the stage. And just hit super kick after super kick after super kick, and he's going insane. Like, he's so mad for his lust for revenge that it's cost him the championship in Chicago, and he said he wouldn't happen again. But in the moment, he relapsed. He just saw red.
All I can see is Gargano.
All I can see is Ciampa. And he pulled down his knee pad to give Ciampa the running knee, and he hit it. It looked better on TV. It looked like he hit it on TV, but in the arena you could pretty clearly see he missed him, or Ciampa ducked.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't. He wasn't supposed he was supposed to duck in the sense that that's how you take that move without dying,
right.
But it wasn't like a counter. Which I wasn't sure if that was the idea in the arena because there's no commentary, obviously.
Ciampa inner piece judo.
Yeah, yeah. We thought it was a judo move, but listening back to the commentary, they seem to be under the impression that he hit the knee. But he goes careening off of into these containers and onto the floor, and the referee starts counting, and he hurt his knee. I've heard hearsay that it's a legit injury. We paused our observer radio to record this, and we're gonna hopefully find out from Dave if Gargano's hurt or not, and how long he might be out.
Right.
But the finish was really creative because in hitting these barriers, it cleared a path for Tommaso Ciampa to roll off the stage onto his feet to answer the count of 10 for the win, which was a better finish than just doing a double count out.
Yep.
It was not the satisfying finish. It was not the finish the crowd would have hoped for. And they just, for a really long time, they helped Gargano up, and Ciampa went backstage and came back outstage, and then was told to go backstage again, and then came back outstage for a third time for the shot that they went off the air with. I don't know how many of those him going out on stage they showed on television.
Stretcher came out towards the end, and it wasn't the kind of stretcher. I think what might lend credence to like its actual injury was that the stretcher wasn't like the one that they have to get on camera really quick.
Yeah,
it was going like through the crowd at a reasonable pace.
Hey, we'll find out, I guess. I mean, you never want to see a guy hurt, but in terms of the storyline, if he is hurt and out for a while, then it kind of works for the storyline. I think they would have done an injury angle anyway and kept these guys apart for a while, and then Johnny's gonna have like a religious experience and find what it means to be Johnny Wrestling again.
Or as a secondary, less interesting plan, they can still do like the once Aleister Black's healed and Johnny's healed, come back with like, you hurt us, Ciampa. Now it's gonna be like, I don't know, like a 2-on-1 handicap match.
Yeah. And
then this is a 2-on-1 handicap match. They win against Ciampa, but now the title's split, and Johnny has to come to terms. And Aleister Black's like, you hurt me in your rage. He's like, I'm not that man anymore. I'm Johnny Wrestling, and he beats Aleister Black for the championship. Call up. Credits roll. Of Nick Fury.
My prediction is that if he's cleared to compete by then, we'll see Tommaso Ciampa versus Johnny Gargano 4 at Takeover Brooklyn 5 in April.
19.
Preferably inside Hell in a Cell. Yeah, and that will be when Gargano wins the championship. I think he's going to win it over WrestleMania weekend. Give everyone in that crowd a nice feel-good moment. There's like two takeovers left before that. There's going to be the one in November before Survivor Series War Games. They may do one in like September, October. They've done that before, but I don't think they did it last year. So we'll see. If they think they can sell out the fucking building, they'll do the takeover.
Yeah.
And then there's the one in January before the Rumble, and then April. So they got to come up with 3 title defenses for Tommaso Ciampa in that time. I don't know who's next. Maybe Matt Riddle.
He was in the crowd.
He was in the crowd. They showed him in the crowd. He's going to be coming in soon. I don't know when he's going to make his debut, but if they bring him in as a babyface, then he's a guy you can feud. I guess you got Keith Lee as an option, but I think that's really soon to put him in the title picture. Yeah, they're kind of light on the babyface side in terms of challengers.
Dijak. Push him all the way.
Djokovic now.
It's Djokovic. What a Djokovic.
Haha.
No one's made that one before. Never in the history.
Never in the history of that name has anyone made that joke. All right, so that was Takeover Brooklyn 4. Great show. We'll run down the card and give star ratings. Undisputed Era versus Mustache Mountain. I gave that 4.5.
I'm gonna give that a 4.
Velveteen Dream versus EC3. I gave 3.5.
I will also give it 3.5.
Ricochet Adam Cole. I will give 4 3/4.
I will give it just another straight 4.
Kairi Sane and Shayna Baszler. I will give 4 1/4.
Yeah, I'll also give that 4.5 for me.
Okay.
Happy boy.
Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano. I also give that 4 1/4.
Straight 4.
Tough man to please.
I like whole numbers. I work in multiples of half.
All right, so when the weakest match on the show is still over 3 stars, it's a good show. So you want to check this out, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.